I'm in 8th grade and I took the August SAT and got a score of 1530. So I took my first SAT mock in around February, and I didn't really do anything else to prepare for the SAT until the summer SAT prep classes started. While the classes were running, I would spend around 6 to 8 hours each week, including the classes and the homework time. When the SAT date was closer, I would spend a bit more time to prepare for the SAT. In total, I did around 8 to 9 sets of SAT mocks. To prepare for the SAT, I used the Think Academy classes and the mocks, and also Khan Academy for online resources. Throughout this process, I stayed motivated by knowing that I wanted to just take the SAT, and if I could get a good score, I would be done with it, so that kept me motivated. Sometimes I got frustrated if I kept making silly mistakes, like questions that I knew how to answer, but I would just get it wrong with error. So I would get frustrated with those, but just learn to concentrate more and make sure to check my work so I wouldn't make these errors. Throughout the actual test, I stayed focused by knowing that this was the actual test and I didn't want to mess up and get distracted and run out of time to do the questions. The hardest part for me for the SAT was the reading section because there were some questions that had really similar answer choices, or I just couldn't figure out which one was the right answer choice, so I kept making mistakes on the reading portion. The biggest takeaway for me throughout this SAT preparation process was learning to spread out my studying. So instead of studying the week before the SAT, I would spread it out months before the SAT, so I wouldn't cram all my knowledge and I would actually remember the knowledge I was learning because I would spread it out. So I didn't have that much more work in the weeks before the SAT. Another thing that was really important to me was the mocks, because I could figure out where I was making the mistakes and I could get a better score each time by focusing on my mistakes. What was really helpful to me with the Think Academy program was their classes and the one-on-ones, because the classes would focus on all the topics and it would give like test-taking strategies as well as ways to solve each type of problem. And the one-on-ones would help me focus on the things that I kept getting wrong or stuff that I was struggling with. The advice I would give was basically the takeaways. Spread out the studying and also to take mock tests to see your improvement and also to track what you were getting wrong so you could focus on that and get it right next time.